Do you like the free flow?
I do like the free flow.
Welcome to the Ash and Burns podcast. Two guys don't know what we're talking about, but come along for the ride. We talk about politics, religion, sex, video games, movies, pop culture, conspiracies, aliens, ghosts, Bigfoots, and
anything and everything.
That's right, Ash and Burns podcast.
Rolled up into a big juicy burrito. What's it taste of? It's recording.
I don't have headphones
Recording.
again. Never have headphones.
Why do you take them away?
Because I play drums with them. Damn it.
What in the world? Play drums.
Yeah, I got electronic drum kit.
Oh, people, he's just so unprepared. I come over here. The talent has arrived, people. I got a good question.
Show up this lame shit.
I got a good question to start us
hang
out.
on, let me plug in.
Cobra!
Hear how loud you are and how.
Yeah, I gotta get that. Gotta get this bass in. The bass.
Bass. Okay, I don't hear myself.
Well, because you're not
There
turned
we
up.
go. Yeah, he just said he has one.
What about me? Am I turned up? Yeah. That's gonna blow some speakers out, baby.
Just your headphone speakers.
Good gravy.
I'll turn it down a little bit. Is that good?
No. There we go.
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
that's good.
So we've wasted 3 minutes here doing.
No, it's a minute and 10 seconds. It ain't wasting.
It is a minute and 10 seconds. You're right. You're reading that clock.
Yeah.
So Friday, we ate. I got my headphones.
Yeah.
Got some Powerade to recover from all the sugar I drunk.
Yeah.
This is more sugar. You have a question that you've been sitting on.
Yeah. The question is,
That's the most animated you've ever been in this whole thing.
I'm all sugared up now. I had a bowl of ice cream with 4 chocolate chip cookies. They were regular cookies, though, not that big old grande. But anyway, the question that's on my mind,
Right.
I want to know, is
Okay.
it, if a store for 30 minutes said anything here is free, what store would you go to? 30 minutes, free of charge.
Apple Store.
The Apple Store, and get what?
Everything on them shelves.
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Because the resale value would be awesome. Not
Yeah.
because I'd want it.
Yeah. Yeah. At first, I was.
Does a car place count?
I mean, it's a store.
I can't get it, though.
What are you talking about? You can't get it.
Oh, I could get the keys and drop them off.
Yeah.
But then I got to do tax title. Anyway, yeah, Apple Store.
Yeah. Apple Store. Man, that's boring. At first, I thought something like
Gun store?
Bass Pro Shop. Get all the. But then I got to thinking, maybe a jewelry store.
Oh.
Because then you load up on diamond rings and then resell them. And then I would have enough money to go to Bass Pro Shop and get what I
The
want.
thing is,
With guns and stuff.
yeah, but if you got 30 minutes to get guns or cars, it'll take you 30 minutes to do one paperwork for it. Because you just can't get them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Sure,
jewelry
you get
store,
like one car. Well, jewelry store, yeah.
jewelry store, you just get it.
Just go in there and I want that. Oh, that.
Yeah, or Apple Store, I'll take every iPad you got on the shelf back there, every iPhone you got back there, every watch.
Well, because the jewelry store would make sense because, number one, if there's like a $13,000 ring,
Yeah,
it's all profit to you because it's free.
it's free.
Yeah. So $13,000 ring,
Oh yeah,
I'd sell
lose
it.
value.
I'd sell it to a dude for like $1,000
$1,000 profit.
because I get $1,000 and I also get to help a couple.
Oh, you help people.
Yeah. Help a dude.
Well,
And the woman, she
I
gets a nice ring. Dude looks like a champ because he got her a nice ring. He only paid $1,000. He ain't got to tell her how much he paid for it. But see, that's
$13,000 ring, dear. How much
Happy-
you pay for it? 13.
Yeah. Happy couple. So I'm doing the double dip. I'm getting money in my pocket and helping somebody.
I think that a jewelry store, because jewelry doesn't lose value.
No.
A computer and phones do
Yeah.
lose value.
They eventually opt out of it.
Yeah. Wow. I think that's a better choice, actually.
Because then you can make enough money to buy what you want. But I'd like to know to the listeners if you
Ooh.
had a store. It's just basically your favorite store if you want.
Aldi's.
Oh man, that's my mama's favorite store right there.
Why Aldi's?
That's my mama's favorite.
That's your mama's?
Yeah,
I like Aldi's. That's cool.
Yeah, I had a customer today. We were talking a little bit. My last one, telling her about the diet and stuff, and because she used to train and run like marathons, so she was like, "Yeah, I know all about running on for miles and miles." All, and then we got to talking about food because I'm a foodie.
You are a foodie.
And she was talking about the Aldi cheese. Like there's certain cheese in Aldi, and I was like, but you couldn't really like, if you had a recipe that called for a certain type of cheese, you can't depend on Aldi as your cheese supplier because you go in there and it's just different. It could be different every time. Like there's no guarantee they'll have this cheese because they do like World Market or whatever.
Yeah. Whatever's in season, whatever they get their hands on.
Yeah, and she was like, "Well, yeah, but if they do have it in there, it's a pretty good deal." And I was like, "Okay."
So I'm spending all my gas money just scouting out Aldi's.
Yeah, because I told her I've been eating a lot of those. I forgot the brand, but it's like fresh mozzarella cheese ball.
Mozzarella cheese balls.
And it's like wet, fresh, but not only because they have one that's like real big, like almost like a cue ball for pool, but then they also sell one that's the same size, but they're called pearls, and they're like little teeny balls all clumped together. So because I made a sausage pizza or a breakfast pizza last night, and bought the sausage. And then normally it's just sausage, Parmesan cheese, and 2 eggs to get it all like a batter, and then you flatten it out. Well, last night, because the original time I made it, I was like, you put scrambled eggs and I put bacon on it, and then mozzarella cheese.
Sure.
But the whole time I was eating it, it's just overwhelmingly sausage because that's what the crust is.
Oh, I got you.
So I had an idea. I bought me a bag of Funyuns, or not Funyuns, pork rinds.
Pork rinds.
But they were chili lime flavor. And then I mushed them down to where it's just a bag of powder at the bottom. And I poured half of that in with the sausage. And then I put applewood seasoning in it. And I put a little bit of Italian blend, herbs
Jesus
in it.
Christ,
and I
dude.
put my Parmesan and trying to think of I know I had another seasoning I put in it, but I can't remember. Not too much, because I was feeding my wife and kid wanted to have some too, so I couldn't be. They like bland food. They don't really.
That's what I'm talking about. I like bland food.
Yeah, they don't like
I don't like to have a bunch of flavor.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
they don't have palates.
apricot and bacon with.
Yeah.
No Funyun. No.
But I mixed it all together. Put my eggs and the Parmesan cheese, because the Parmesan cheese are required for help stabilizing and holding it together.
Sure.
So I made it all out. It was delicious.
Okay.
Delicious. But
Great.
she was telling, that's how we got on the whole cheese and all that. She was like, "Oh yeah, Aldi." I'm like, well, from what my mama said.
My mama said that the Aldi cheese. What's that dog bark? Sounds like she's barking in the same rhythm like a smoke detector would.
Yeah. And this is my cheat night, so I got me a Dr. Pepper zero sugar. It tastes just like a Dr. Pepper, but look, check this out. Calories per serving, 0. I don't know how that is. I'm probably going to vomit blood tomorrow. Total fat, 0. Sodium, 100 milligrams. Total carbs, 0. Total sugars, 0. Protein, 0. Can get gains off of this.
Gross.
But it tastes just like a Dr. Pepper.
Let's see what I
And
got
like
going on
Dr.
here.
Pepper.
I need glasses to see this, but yeah, this is good too.
Yeah, Powerade. The people that try to make Gatorade, they can't, so they made Powerade.
ADE too.
ADE. Oh yeah. Well, because they're
Is it
copying.
aid? Well, yeah.
They're copying Gatorade.
It's an aid, not AIDS.
Yeah.
I'm an aid. What? No, not AID. ADE. Anywho, so I wanted to talk about something now. Talk about your dumb thing.
Yeah.
I would do a. What is that one store at the mall that sells like back massagers and stuff? Oh, I can't not think of it. They sell like Sharper Image. Hey, buddy.
buddy.
I'd go
image.
sharper image. They sell
Get some gadgets or something.
yeah.
For
That's
30
what I would do.
minutes?
No, that's what I'm saying. Some people would say. Anyway, I've been watching a lot of videos on my feed lately
Yeah.
of these women
Huh?
talking trash about mankind, about men.
Oh, okay.
Like, you got to train your man. And I think they're the reason for all the problems in the world and all this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
was
two men will fight each other and the problem's squashed. Two women fight each other and it's a lifelong grudge, but yet men are the problem. Okay.
Well, I was sitting here thinking to myself, I was just sitting here watching this, and I'm going, and then like it just kept showing up on my feed of all these women like talking like.
Well, yeah, once you watch 3 of them, that's
Well,
what
yeah,
the algorithm.
I guess you're right. But I just got on my nerves them talking about like how and then a couple of them I watched where this guy's like
Smacks them, just walks in and smacks them.
no,
Puts them back in their
kind of,
place.
but goes like, oh, you mean like the car you drove in,
Yeah.
the road, the system, your phone, your purse right there.
Yeah, how men come up with all that.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. Aren't you glad that happened?
Kind of like how last week when we got done podcasting, we went out there. And I was
Talked about,
like,
yes.
yeah.
And
Men are such problems. And it's like, well, men get stuff done.
she apologized later. She's like, I was just trying to give you an alternative. I was like, I didn't want an alternative.
Dang,
I was
like,
just talking.
Yeah.
I was just trying to think this theory out. And
Yeah.
you were starting talking about, well, what about this? What about this? And
Yeah.
I was like, that just know your place, woman. Whack, whack.
Yeah, that's right.
No, man.
Yeah. You just got to do it to where there's no marks.
Oh, my God.
Soap in a sock.
You're stupid. I did not condone any of this. For future reference, the internet, this is jokes. I don't condone anything violence towards women.
Jokes? Who's joking?
I tell you who perpetrates violence against women, the WNBA.
Yep. They allow that girl to get beat on.
Caitlin Clark gets her ass beat every night, poked in the eye, shoved, just for being good at basketball.
Yep.
I think there's maybe some racial things in it too.
Well, it could be, but how you gonna prove that? I think the base of it is that she's legit good, and all them other people that the WNBA
she's
are trying to
shooting out
hold up.
the gym,
Yeah,
half court.
but all them other women are in there. They're like they throw up break after break after break, but they get on TV and say I'm the best in the league.
I'm not the only reason the NBA's here. Not
Yeah.
one girl.
Well, the whole thing is they're like, well, we don't get paid enough. Well, the NBA subsidizes you because you don't pull in money. So what are you talking about?
Well, they're starting to now because of Caitlin Clark.
Well, yeah, because it's more popular now. Because she goes in and puts some baskets and some hoops.
She kills it, dude.
Yeah.
She's on another level on half these girl players. Girl players is fine, but she's like semi-pro men's basketball level, in my opinion. She's good, dude. She has a mean crossover. She's aggressive where it counts, and she can shoot.
Well, I don't watch it, so I just watch little clips. But
I watch the
I've
clips
seen,
where
she
they poke her in
flip
the eye on purpose. Yeah. They shove her and push her down, and
classy.
She didn't make
She
didn't make the Olympic team, and so the Olympic team played against the WNBA team with Caitlin Clark on the WNBA
And they won.
and whooped them. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I was like,
right.
bravo, young
Talent.
lady. I like her. I like how she's gutsy. She's like a Larry Bird kind of. You can't scare her.
Dude, I have the guy I work with, and he's kind of like a basketball guy. And then,
Oh yeah,
because we did Tuesday, we went and did a huge development, so we were all out there working. And dude, I don't know why it came to my head, but I walked up to him. I was like, "Dude, best player ever in the NBA, Larry Bird." And he's like, "Boy, you crazy?" And I was like, "No, dude."
one of the greats.
He was like, "Michael Jordan's the best ever," and I was like, "No, dude. Michael Jordan was scared of Larry Bird," and I just kept on and on. And he was like, "Dude, don't." He's like, "Other than me," he's like, "Don't
say that out loud.
yeah, don't say that." People,
Because I'm starting to get upset.
Yeah, he's like, "Don't say that to anybody." He's like, "You gonna make it? They gonna laugh you out of the room." And I was like, "Dude, I don't care what people think."
I got a Larry Bird picture on my wall of fame over there.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Larry Bird was, for what Larry Bird was, he could jump that high,
and he could trash talk,
and he could trash talk and outplay anybody on that
yeah,
court. And
he mentally dominated you.
just don't know how he did it.
He would get in your head and then dominate you.
Gary Payton tells a story. Gary Payton was known to be a great defensive player. It's called the glove. Played for the Seattle Supersonics. He's caught the glove because he was really good at defense. And so he played against Larry, and Larry said, all right. He said, all right, I'm going to get this ball next turn. I'm going to go down in that corner right there by my bench. I'm going to shoot it. Gave him a heads up.
Yeah, it did exactly that.
Did exactly that. And Gary Payton said, man, I ain't going to mess with you no more. I'm sorry.
I know there was like one championship game or something. It was like every time he held the ball, the guy that defended him, he would tell him, he's like, hey, man, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do this and that. I'm going to just shoot it from over there. And he'd just work his way over there and shoot it up.
Why couldn't you stop him? I don't understand it.
He literally tells you everything he was going to do. That's why I say he was the best.
There's a story of when the Dream Team was playing practice before the Olympics. You know, the Dream Team, Jordan, Johnson, the Dream Team, the best team ever assembled. They were playing against the college guys. And Chris Webber was like yelling at Larry Bird, said something like, you think this is 1984 or something? Let me tell you something, talking trash.
Yeah.
And so Magic said he heard that. He said, oh no. He done messed up. So the next scrimmage they had, they fed Larry the ball. And he just tearing these college boys up. And Larry run by the bench was like, looks like 1984, don't it, boys?
That's what I'm saying. Because I've been watching some Larry Bird clips, and like people talk about him, and it's like, dude, he's flipping great.
He just talked. Who you got guarding me tonight? And they're like, so and so. He's like, you disrespect me putting a white boy on me?
Yeah.
He's like, Larry. He showed up to the All-Star game, the 3-point contest. He walked into the locker room with other 3-point contestants. 3-pointer shooting.
Said, who's going to be second?
Who's coming in second, boys? And never took his warm-off jacket.
Yeah.
Swoop, walked off like this.
Yeah. Yes.
They don't make him like that no more.
That's what I'm saying. How you going to go in and call your plays, go in and just not even take your clothes off and just swoosh in 3-pointers and win?
One of my favorite shots. I know. He is one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't jump. He couldn't run. He just was
he's like 6'8".
Oh, he is tall as crap, but he just...
I'm saying he's 6'8".
Tall.
He couldn't run. Yeah.
But my favorite shots is when he was behind the backboard. Because, basketball, out of bounds is here. The board's here and the rim's here. He shot over the backboard. It went over the backboard into the basket. And they're like, we don't know how to call this. Is that a shot?
Well, he wasn't out. Yeah. It's 2 points.
Larry Bird was the shit, man.
Yeah.
They don't. I don't watch basketball now. I don't think there's an equivalent to them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think all pro athletes are just overpaid people.
Well, it's the circus. Keep you entertained. Keep you from revolting. Join your team. Pay for that merchandise.
Yeah.
I think sports is all the crap. I like sports as far as team building, exercise, athleticism.
Once money gets involved, it's corrupt.
The industry, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's why I used to like college football, boy.
And you haven't really talked about it much.
No, dude, that NIL, which I understand, people, they're out there making billions off of people's. Like, okay, I personally don't agree with paying college students money, but if colleges are getting billions of dollars off of these people,
athletes,
then okay, fine, pay the athletes, but have a cap. Have a cap for everybody, the same cap.
Yeah.
The
problem was EA Sports made NCAA basketball video game, and they were using college players' names and likenesses.
Yeah.
And the college players were like, whoa, I'm not getting paid for this.
Yeah.
And then he stopped making the game. He was like, "Oh, you're right."
That was NCAA football.
Football? I thought it was basketball game.
They ended it in 2014.
Okay.
That was the last one. But then they remade the newest one this year. But the whole concept is EA went to every player and was like, $50 and you can be represented in our game. If you don't want $50, then we'll just randomly generate a person in there. It was a cap.
Yeah,
everybody got $50.
I would take it because of my likeness in a video game. $50, sure.
Yeah, you've been in a video game forever.
Mm-hmm. Of course, you can probably create your character too.
Yeah, you could, but
who cares?
I mean, if you sat there creating, but I don't think you can make created characters and take them into like online play. I think it's just against computer because my brother's all big into it. I think he said he got down to like 30 something in the world.
30th place.
Yeah.
Shit, that's pretty good.
Well, but the thing is that he has to constantly play, or you start losing automatically. So he's up to like 60, just because he ain't been playing a lot. Yeah.
I do this one thing about video games. I don't like the sweat fest.
Yeah.
I play for fun.
Yeah. He loves competition, but he played the number one guy and beat him. But he said, well, he's played basically everybody that from number one up to his spot, and he said basically every single one of them, they use one team and they run two plays.
They call the glitch.
One play on offense and one play on defense, and they glitch them up to where no matter what you do on either side of the ball, they can either score on you or their defense is, by the time the ball's hiked and the quarterback gets in his hands, there's three defensive people right there, no matter what you do, because he's good about calling audibles and splitting up his dudes and like telling that dude to block that dude. It's just some way the AI, the algorithm, how the AI works. Yeah. Because he says the offensive players, they'll just stand up and just stand there and not move, and the defensive people just running right by them. So it's like
that's gotta be frustrating. I wouldn't play that game. I'm done.
That's why I say that's what, because he's like, man, get on it, man, get on here.
No,
and I'm like, dude, for number one, I'm not football smart like that. Like,
even so, it's like that's no fun.
Yeah, but again, get on there and you playing somebody, and then most people will sit there and talk crap to you too the whole time. And so it's like, hold on, you're gonna sit here and run your mouth at me, but yet you're the one running one play over and over and over.
You're glitch playing.
Yeah, you're not skillful.
Yeah,
you just found a loophole in the system through the programming bug. You know, you're not good yourself, but yet you want to sit here and talk trash to me. Like, that's why I don't really like competitive online games. The community, man, it's people in general.
Some roundabout way, I remember what I was going to talk about. I've been thinking about all week.
Okay.
I'll feed this to you. So you're talking about playing video games. We're talking about grinding.
Yeah.
And while you was talking, I was thinking to myself, man,
men. Just shut up.
No, men we've gotten off what we're supposed to be doing. We're sitting around playing video games because we have no purpose no more, because we've all been feminized and women have stepped up, and it's like, what's the point now?
Yeah.
What's the point? So we play video games. And then I remember thinking, I was going down the road a couple of days ago, and just thinking about apocalypse stuff or whatever, and I thought about, defending the family and, thinking of scenarios that men do.
Yeah.
Like, what would you do if somebody, assaulted your daughter? And I remember looking up at the traffic. Both eastbound and westbound were just full of traffic. It was going like 35 miles an hour down a highway.
Rat race.
Yeah. And I remember looking at everybody, and I was like, you know what? I started thinking about John Shrek Maphee. I think that's his name. That guy talking Shrek.
Yeah. Navy SEAL dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started thinking about him too, and I said,
Special Forces.
Yeah. I said, you know what? I'd be willing to. I don't know if I should say this. I have a hard time saying it. I would eliminate all these people just to make sure my family's safe.
Yeah.
Because are they even real?
Yeah. Well, they're talking about the NPC theory now. And talking about
Am I NPC to you? Am I not even real?
No, you're real.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just an algorithm you input and I put out ash for you. Maybe I'm not real. Maybe behind you is nothing right now.
Simulation.
Yeah, all behind you is not rendered. It's actually, I see nothing behind, but I can't tell you that.
Because you're NPC.
Yeah, I'm an NPC.
Yeah.
But he said when we go on missions, he said he would kill anybody and everybody to make sure he gets home.
Yeah.
And I started thinking, it's like, wow, we talk about how violent the world is.
Yeah.
But we all play civilized with each other because it benefits us to be civilized.
Yeah.
Driving on a road, there's a yellow line. I got an agreement that I'll stay over here. You have an agreement you'll stay over there. So that way we don't hurt or kill each other.
Yeah.
My wife and kids can go to the store because we're civilized.
Yeah.
Park in a parking space, But if that's civilization, if that didn't exist, which it doesn't exist sometimes, somebody breaks free of all that and does what they want to. And
then
they get
problem.
Then it's a problem. Then they get, the armed enforcement of the city state come in and take care of it.
The thugs.
No.
Yeah.
No, I can't say that because I don't believe in it. But some people do. Some people think we're, what are they called? Bootstraps, something like that. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
But
the organized thugs get to come in.
If society breaks down, break down easily.
Oh, yeah.
A court order comes down that is, everybody goes, Rah! Trump getting elected, freak out.
Yeah. The summer of 2020.
Yeah.
All them peaceful protests.
Was that 2020? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? January 6th or something? I forgot the date.
No, that was after. No, January 6th was before.
Yeah. But
in the summertime, it was all those
Lord.
That's
right.
Yeah. That
was the summer of everything catching on fire.
Yeah. No, it's peaceful, though.
Yeah, it's peaceful.
You burn down stuff peacefully.
But how quickly the social contract between all of us can go away. So if you're not capable of extreme violence at any time, unfortunately, then you're a sheep. You're fodder. And I was talking to you about earlier about how I went on a mile and a half hike Wednesday, and I thought I was going to die. I'm fodder right now.
Yeah.
Up here, I'm sharp. You're not. You've been working out. You could do 4 miles easy right now.
Yeah.
Right now, if you had to get up and go, you could do it. I couldn't.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there like, it's like a check. I was like, I would limit.
That's what I've been telling you.
I know.
You got to relax with that medication. You ain't putting in the work, boy.
I'm not. If I put in the work, son, it'd fall off of me.
Oh, yeah.
I'd look like freaking, I look like anorexic. I wouldn't, these cheekbones coming out. I do.
You have to chew on a rubber ball to get them muscles up.
That's so stupid. I just chew on dicks.
Well, if that's what
if somebody chewed on mine, we fighting. I don't care if it is a woman.
You don't care if it was a woman. So some dude could be down there like.
I swear if you picked that up.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
That's funny. Andrew Santina, what I think his name is.
I'm Bobby Mom.
Yeah. Oh, no, it was Andrew Solch.
Oh, okay.
Was talking to Theo. He said, hey, you had butt sex with one of my friends. And he went, guy or girl? He was like, it's a girl. He's like, oh, whoo. Theo's stupid. That just reminded me of that. Anyway, Next subject. But yeah, I thought about how fragile we all have this social contract. And some people kind of dart back and forth on the line.
Yeah.
I'm going to show my ass here in the store to get what I want. That's not a social contract. I'm going to cut you off in traffic, or I'm going to drive down a passing lane and get back in front of you before the light.
Yeah.
The social contract just breaks down sometimes. There's no consequences for these people.
No.
People, dude, how many people smoke weed in their car? Is everybody
They
apparently?
do a lot.
Because I'm like, Jesus Christ, can you not just?
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my God, can you not just?
It's not even legal here, but it's everywhere.
No, it's everywhere. Every car I get behind, they're smoking weed. Because I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, which technically is a what? DWI?
That's DUI, driving while impaired still, or a driver under influence. It's just a different influence.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you can see them because they're driving slow.
Yeah.
Depends how good the weed is to see how they're driving. But yeah, every car I get behind, even on the highway, you're like, can you just not?
Yeah.
Can you just live without it for 2 seconds? Jesus Christ, I hate people, dude.
Yeah, you're driving basically a massive weapon.
Impaired.
And you're just,
Same thing with texting. I think texting is impairment.
Oh, yeah.
How many times I'll get behind somebody and they're all over the road. And back in the day, you'd be like, ooh, they're drunk.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, they're just texting. Yeah. And I'll get beside them or I'll look, and they're texting.
That's why I listen to YouTube. When I'm in a driveway, I'll find a video, turn my screen off and put my phone up. And I just listen like radio,
like podcast, radio. But like, I'll get text while I'm driving. I'm gonna look at it.
Yeah,
I won't, because I've done it. I've done it in the past, and I'm like, whoa, that was stupid of me.
Yeah.
And all it takes is somebody not part of the social contract, just whatever. And it's so fragile, dude. So fragile. We was talking about earlier how, if it broke down, we couldn't go to the store and get the food we wanted. We couldn't went and got pizza.
Yeah.
How could we do that? We have to be like driving around armored trucks and then jump out. Nobody at the pizza place would cook pizza because they'd be getting robbed and shot at.
Yeah.
So you have to have some kind of. You have to have the dudes.
I'm not saying
with guns.
I'm not saying don't have law and order. I'm just saying that what our system's turned to now is basically organized crime. It's just the government's the organizer.
Yeah, I could see it both ways. So what is organized crime? Organized crime is a group of people
that work a system to where they benefit off of other people.
Right. So there's victims and there's offenders.
Yep.
A scenario I can think of is a mob runs Little Italy and they go around and collect payment from everybody.
Yep.
And what's the reason for the payment? So that way people won't mess with you. We protect this neighborhood. Where's my rent?
Yeah.
Okay. A city or township collects money from you unwillingly.
Yeah.
If I had the option, I don't want to pay them.
Yeah. Same here.
Pay
Taxes.
them taxes.
Even our federal government.
Yeah. In order to provide you services and protection to an extent. They're organized. Let's just say mafia. Mafia is organized.
Yeah.
Yakuza, all that, MS-13, whatever. The only difference is mafia, Yakuza, MS-13 weren't elected.
That's right.
That's crazy. But it's the same concept.
Yeah.
But you need that in life. You have to have.
Not necessarily.
Okay, you don't have that. So me and you open up a cupcake store downtown. How will we do it without?
Well, when the Constitution stuff was written by the people that wrote it, whenever they got done with it, they all departed and went back home and ran their farm. Mm-hmm. And then they would come back once a year or once every 3 years to revive.
They didn't get paid for it. It's a public service.
It's a public service. You don't get paid. But now in today's age, it's a lifelong paycheck.
Yeah. But if we wanted to open up a cupcake store downtown, and there is no city that's funded to give us what we need to run that, how will we do it?
Are you talking about a city that gives you?
A city gives you water out there.
No, you pay for that water.
Yeah. You pay the city for that water.
Why can't you just have a well?
You can have a well. Okay, so we have a well.
Yourself.
Yep, so we have a well.
Yeah.
Okay. Electricity, how will we get that?
Probably have Nikola Tesla's free energy.
Right now.
Yeah.
So right now you pay a private company for your electricity.
Oh, I saw a thing talking about electricity. 2 spark plugs, and they were wired up to where a light bulb screwed in, had a little fixture. They screwed in a light bulb. They took a round magnet and put it right in the middle, and the electromagnetic waves hit the spark plug. Turn that light on. 220 volts off of magnet.
Just that simple, huh?
Yeah, that simple.
That's something we could build to try it out.
Yeah.
Until they start knocking on our doors.
Yeah. Nikola Tesla figured it out where you could have free energy, but they killed him because that would take power and money away from the people that give you electricity.
So we have a building picked out downtown. We're going to sell cupcakes. We figured out our water problem. Water and sewage. We can have a drain field.
Or solar power.
Solar power. Okay, we'll do solar power.
But they'll figure out a way to tax that.
Well, we're saying there's no such thing as government right now. There's none.
Okay.
So we either go build our own place or buy it from a private seller. We have our water well. We have The equipment that runs the water well, we pay for. It's ours. Run as much water as we want to, as long as the well has it.
Yeah.
Electricity, we have solar, and we're like, okay, so we have that and that. How would we get the supplies to make the cupcakes for our business? We got the lights, we got the water figured out.
Either local trade or grow it yourself and do it yourself.
Yeah, like they used to before government. So we got the supplies through local trade, through purchasing. What about cleanliness and all that?
Who says we got to be clean?
That's where I come in.
The government says we got to be clean.
Right. There's a city inspector goes, you can't serve cupcakes here. It's not clean. Yeah. Now, I believe that's up to the customers.
Yeah.
But you can also lie to customers and hide from customers, which
happens all the time.
Happens all the time. So we don't clean the kitchen at all. We got rat turds everywhere. We make cupcakes for people. Is this a clean place? Oh, it's real clean, ma'am. Nobody will ever check it because
you're automatically assuming I'm going to allow rat turds in there.
We're the worst of the worst.
This is poppy seeds. It's just big clumps of poppy seeds.
Yeah, just squish with your teeth and roll on your tongue.
All it does is help your immune system. You won't ever get sick after eating one of our cupcakes.
And now, all of a sudden, dude comes in. I want all your money because we're successful.
Yeah.
Give me all your money. No. Give me all your money.
And then I'm like, okay. Boom!
Call an ambulance, but not for me.
That's right.
Okay.
See, I am a proprietor of capital punishment. You are not.
I'm not.
I would say that what would make, other than government, what would make everybody cooperate is if capital punishment was boosted higher. You act dumb, you go in and do something wrong, well, then you just get killed. If enough dumb people die doing stupid stuff, it would be a lesson to everybody else. Hey, if I go in and act stupid, they're going to kill me. So therefore, you would not act stupid. You would go in and be polite. You know, if everybody walked around with pistols on their hip, you wouldn't have people blasting out and flipping, being stupid.
Okay, so we figured out how to make money. We figured out safety. We got our water. We got a building. We don't have anybody expecting our product. We're trading, and we don't pay taxes on our earnings.
Yeah. Life is good. Life is.
I was gonna make a point with this, but I'm kind of thinking it's not bad actually.
Yeah.
What happened was we as society said, "Ooh, I don't want to dig a well. I want somebody else to do that for me." Well, hey, I tell you what, we'll take some money out of your earnings. We'll run pipes so you can have clean water.
Yeah,
I like that.
But not just once. We're going to continue to take your earnings.
Yeah, because we got to maintain it, and we'll clean this water for you too. We'll add fluoride to it. We'll sanitize
I don't want
it.
Fluoride.
Well,
too bad.
We'll do it because it's in there.
Yeah.
Okay, how much? Oh, this could be like 2%. Oh, you know what? Clean, fresh water at my will that I don't have to worry about. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, cool. Oh man, that's electricity. The solar power stuff, man. On a sunny day, it's fine. I tell you what, buddy. There's a company up the road here that makes a bunch of electricity. I know the guy, and we can run some power poles in here. We can give you electricity.
Yeah.
Cool. It's going to cost you, though, because we have to maintain the power poles and all that stuff, and you have to pay for electricity, and you got to pay us a little bit of that just to get it, make sure you got it, and make sure it's regulated, because, God, why don't they put a big surge through your house, and your house burns down because they don't know what they're doing. We'll regulate that for you.
Yeah.
1% so we're up to 3% now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, this flour, it's got a bunch of weevils and shit in it.
Yeah.
I paid too much money for this. You know what?
We'll regulate that.
We'll regulate that. I tell you what, we got guys that will enforce laws that we made up on your behalf. Just give us some. I say 5%. We'll say 5% of your total earnings will take care of your water, electricity, and we'll give you guys that enforce laws. That way, you won't get cheated again.
Is it nationally, or is it just in North Carolina and probably selected other states? I'm thinking it's nationally. There's a law that if you have children in your home, dependents, you have to have running water and electricity, or they'll take your kids away from you.
Yeah.
So the government, you have to buy, or your family gets split apart. When the people grew up a long time ago with no running water and electricity, and we're still here.
It's not the government so much as it is Child Protective Services. Well, no, that's government. That's a government.
Yeah, so government
but
would take
living conditions or running water, electricity, food. If you don't have those, then you can't have children in the house.
Well, you can survive without. I mean, back in the day, though.
No, I agree.
Back in the day, my parents or my dad told me they didn't have none of that.
And speaking of this, it's the same thing. Talking about these, you got to have this. We didn't have back in the day. Air conditioning's out in my building for this whole week. Next 2-3 weeks, air conditioning's going to be out. It's not a big deal for me. I'm sitting in front of a fan. It's like 91 degrees in my office, but I'm sitting in front of a fan. Yeah, it's hot. There's people in there having they're like heat stroking and like, I can't do this. And I'm like, I didn't have air conditioning growing up. We didn't have air conditioning cars growing up. Yeah. On summer, we just sit outside on the porch or in the shade. And so I'm like, yeah, it's hot.
Bring you a dish towel and soak it down with some water and just run around your
They're talking about working from home because it's so hot. I'm like, it's only like 86 degrees in here. That's hot.
Sissy.
No doubt. No doubt it's hot. But it's not go home, I can't do anything hot. We sit in school. We only got out of school when it reached 90 and above. So if it was 86 degrees, we said,
what?
Yeah, we didn't have air conditioning in school here. Nobody had air conditioning when I was a kid. No, dude. When they got 90 degrees, everybody went home early. That was the school rule. Now all schools have air conditioning, but we didn't have that. Yeah. We had a cold heater in elementary school.
What was the air conditioners go out?
Well, then you go home because you can't sit around in the heat. There's this grown man he's like, I'm having a heat stroke. And I'm sitting there going, what?
And you've had heat strokes, so you know what it is.
Well, I'm just saying, just this week.
Yeah.
So.
Sissy nannies.
But yeah, so they'll take away your kids.
Yeah.
So the government will say, hey.
Is that federally?
I think it's local. I think it's county, because Child Protective Services is a state thing.
Yeah.
In East North Carolina. And I imagine it's probably...
So it's not technically federal, but every state has it. So it's state.
Probably federally granted money. I don't know.
Well, then it's federal then.
Probably. I don't know. Yeah. I can't speak on that.
Okay, sorry.
No, but yeah, if you don't have running water, they go, you can't, your children are in danger here. This isn't a safe place for them to be. It's like, what? He goes down the well and gets it. You don't have electricity here. We don't need to. We have candles. What do the Amish do? They go take the Amish kids away from them?
Well, I think they're exempt because they have the government has allowed them to have certain little area, kind of like how the Native Americans, they have their own little plots of land that they can, we did you wrong, so here.
This is a good point, though. If it's good enough for the Amish, why? Right now, we're kind of getting off rails. This is what we do. You got a kid, I got 2 kids, right?
Yeah.
Right now, we're like, I don't want no running water in this house. I don't want no electricity in this house. We're going back old school. We're going to have a root cellar.
Yep.
We're going to have candles. How long could you live like that before the state or city steps in?
Oh, I don't know. Probably.
And they step in.
They hear a whiff. They get a whiff.
And they're like, this isn't a safe place. You don't have...
It would be at least 1 month, because then that's when the power company wouldn't receive their payment for power. So therefore...
Well, no, you legally shut it off. We'll say that. Do power. I'm not paying for power no more. Well, you're not going to know power. Yeah, I don't want power.
Well, were there kids in the home? Yeah. Well, you have to have it.
Well, then you pay for it then.
Yeah.
So they come with law enforcement, because this is how they do.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm with CPS. We have a search warrant. Like, we have children in the house in danger and all that stuff. Like, okay. Are they in danger? Like, no. What are they doing? They're playing with blocks right now.
Yeah.
I sent Timmy down there to the well to get some water.
Yeah. We got water.
And then they would go, well, we're taking your children because this is unsafe. And you're like...
How is it unsafe?
Zebekiah down the street is Amish. He lives just like this. Why don't you go down there and do that? Then that's a problem. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Is it because I used to participate in the grid, now I'm not?
Maybe. It's called organized crime.
Boomeranged it back, baby. We need a boomerang
government.
Here.
The government's organized crime.
This is very good thought experiment.
Your taxes that you are forced to pay, because if you don't, you get
IRS jail
Yeah.
And then if you try to audit, what are you using my taxes for? Oh, we don't know.
Yeah.
Or we can't tell you. It's not for you to know. What?
Yeah. So therefore you're stealing it from me.
So how about Doge? I can't believe you have Doge in here.
Yeah.
I can't believe people are mad about that.
I know.
Anyway.
I'm glad I know where my money's going now.
At least somewhat. I love to hear about the fraud they're getting and fixing.
Yeah. Well, they can't release that because then people will get killed.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the people that are benefiting from it.
Way too much.
Or too much power. They might get Clinton.
So to say that the mob is doing it wrong. They're not legally elected in quotation marks. They are collecting money from local businesses to keep them safe.
Yeah.
They call that blackmail or extortion. But
our government can do it, and it's legal.
I was going to say,
completely
as a social
legal.
contract, we've all agreed. I've never agreed. I just fell into it. I never thought differently.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever come up to me and go, "Hey, question: You're an adult now. Are you good with paying taxes to receive this, and for us to regulate this? Yes or no?"
No.
Okay, thank you, sir. Ash&burnz said no to this. You have a good day, sir.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get that option. So it's the same as the mafia coming up going, "Hey, I'm here to collect my my rent."
Yeah.
What rent? You know what's for. Okay.
Yeah.
And then if I don't, then
you get punished if you don't.
Well, who enforces it though?
The law.
The law. What do you mean the people, the law, like law dogs, or you mean like the law, like the statutes elected in?
Both.
Yeah. So in the mob, they would send an enforcer to get you to pay.
And that's what the police is. The enforcer, to get you to pay.
The enforcer's different, though. With law enforcement, the enforcer is, we'll take your rights away and put you in jail. You don't want to go to jail, do you?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're enforcing. So therefore, they're enforcers.
But in truth, we have to be under a criminal enterprise to run a society.
No.
Well, how could we not? Because people don't listen. People are not going to do what's best for the man beside you.
Capital punishment was on the rise.
Okay. So that's what you're saying now. So you're saying that there was extreme measures for not being part of society.
Our government is supposed to technically be ran by the people.
It's not.
So therefore, if you're outside of what the people are all socially contracted for, well, then now you're a problem. No jail. It's just...
Okay. So the social norm was for African Americans, black people, to not be able to drink from the same fountains and use the same bathrooms. Now...
No, we're past all that. They can...
Yeah, but there's something equivalent to that going now, probably.
Yeah.
But the government stepped in and said, nope, that's not right. And they fought with our ancestors about it.
Yeah.
Hell, there was a civil war about it, basically. And so that came out better. So...
Yeah, a lot of white people died in slavery.
Yeah. They don't talk about that, though. A lot of white people died. A lot of people died.
Yeah. And
men, women, and children.
I'll say it. I've said it before, and I'll never stop saying it. I wouldn't say every single one of them, but probably 95% of all plantations were Southern Democrat owners.
Oh, Democrat, yeah. Democrat Party has supposedly morphed, but they have a different kind of slavery now.
Oh, yeah.
You will vote for me. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Yeah. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, Biden.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
Like, what? That right there should have been like,
oh, that baby, that's an inconvenience in your belly. Well, first of all, it's not a baby, it's a fetus. I mean, we can just go ahead and take care of that.
Wow, you're all over the place with this. Yeah. All right.
Let's go. What's the population percentage? I think it's somewhere around 80% where it's black women or have abortions. 80 of all.
I don't know that.
So it's like you're sterilizing your own population.
Oh, I don't know.
Just under the guise of reproductive rights.
Here's a thought experiment. You don't believe in abortion.
I don't.
It's murder.
Yep. Murder of an innocent baby.
Who protects the innocent babies? The government does.
Technically, males protect the
Males?
innocent. Yeah. It's a male's role to protect innocent.
Oh, no. But who does? The government does, I'm saying.
Oh, yeah,
the government does.
Yeah.
The government protects.
Well, when they pick and choose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If there were no government collecting taxes, then would that be a problem? You see what I'm saying?
No. Say that again.
So killing babies, you're against that.
Yep.
Abortion, you're against it.
Yep.
But you yourself are not enforcing it. The government is enforcing the fact that you can't kill babies. I mean, like you said, depends on when that is. They feel like they're doing it.
Yeah.
If there were no government like you wanted, then who would protect those babies? Is it then at that point not my problem?
Protect the babies?
Yeah.
Like I said, it should be males.
Males?
Yeah.
Okay, but there's no incentive for me to save them.
Well, let's just say a girl and a guy get down with it.
Get down.
She gets pregnant.
Right.
Okay. If she keeps the baby and has the baby, even if they're not together, this male for 18 years is required to pay for it, right?
If she seeks for child support.
Yeah. If she seeks for child support, this guy over here has to pay it. By law, has to pay it. Okay. Well, she get another scenario. Man and a woman. She's like, I don't want this baby. Well, I do want the baby. Doesn't matter. It's my body. Kills the baby. What
I see where
voice
you're going
does
with
a
this.
man have?
He has none because he can't abandon the baby if he wants to abandon, but you can kill it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a Dave Chappelle skit. Which made sense. Comedians always usually tell the truth.
Yep. So how is that fair? How is that?
Also, is not fair is a woman to have a baby with a man. Man, I'll be there for your baby, and then he cuts out.
Yeah.
And you're stuck with this baby happens. With no help, no support, no nothing. And you're a woman, so you're a nurturer, and you gotta be a protector and provide.
Yeah.
And it's like, women that had babies and didn't have a husband 70, 80 years ago.
Oh, shame.
I know.
Shame. Now it's like, eh.
Well, I mean, it is a change of culture.
Yeah.
But being a woman that relied on a man and the man left you because men we're great at some things, we suck at other things.
Yeah.
And left you with this kid, and society's like, ugh. What do you do?
I don't know.
Yeah. And you going to try to find another man to come take this kid that ain't his? I need to find a man to help me raise this child. Like, no, bitch.
Well, then you do what that man tells you to do.
Oh, well. I mean, you're kind of...
you're cooking meals. You're cooking meals. You shut your mouth because he's taking care of your kid and you. He's putting his stuff on.
He stepped up.
So, yeah.
You better damn listen.
So you shut up. That's right.
Dude, I hear this all the time. These men will shack up with these ladies, and they don't do nothing. They don't work. There's tons of men out there
that don't
work and live off these women.
But yet women love that.
Oh, they love it.
Yeah, because there's so many of them.
But the man will show out and give the woman hell, and they're living for free. Dude, I'm always like, if I was living for free, I didn't have to work.
Yeah.
And this one was taking care of me.
Foot massages every
Oh,
night.
my God. Yeah. Girl, what you want to eat?
Yeah.
I'm going to cook you something tonight, princess. My queen.
Roles
you want your foot?
reversed.
Yeah.
Good.
Because I'm living for free.
Yeah.
She's at work. I'm playing Call of Duty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, that happens a lot.
But that's what it's supposed to be. But once you get, it's kind of like Americans now that we're so, what's the word I'm looking for? We're so pampered.
Oh, yeah.
You get the gratitude is falling away. Like no more gratitude because it's expected to be pampered. That's my lifestyle. You have to pamper me. Well, no, you can harden up.
Oh, if the check stops coming in, well, you can't buy soda no more with EBT. I don't know if that passed.
Good.
They're going to raise hell about that. Like, how can you raise hell about? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You're receiving free money.
Yeah.
And you're not getting sugar water. Be grateful you're getting free money for food.
Technically, you're not getting battery acid anymore.
It's so good, though. But that's the thing. Like, we're talking about the same thing. If I'm living for free off this woman and I'm getting free money for food, and they're like, you can't have that no more, how can I get upset?
Yeah.
It's free money for food. I'm like, damn, I really like that cola.
Because we're pampered here.
Yes. And they'll some people will raise hell, show out.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't actually have a right to show out. Yeah. It's a gift from us to you. You can't be mad about us putting stipulations on your gift.
Yeah.
Or you can get off your ass and go to work. And then you can buy all the sugar water you want.
Or you can move somewhere across the ocean.
You can move to California. Just say California. California, you can steal if you're hungry. You won't get charged.
Oh, wow. I'm so hungry.
I'm hungry.
Well, you're hungry because you choose to sit on your couch and play Call of Duty every day.
Dude, Matt Walsh has been laying it on the homeless lately. And, okay, let me tell you how my perspective has changed about homelessness. We're talking about stealing. Now, we're kind of all over the place, but the same little ball field.
Yeah.
This guy has invented these little tiny homes. And they're like $16,000 each.
Yeah,
little tiny homes.
Elon Musk, yeah.
No, not Elon Musk. But they're like
the
little
Tesla
tiny
pods.
No.
Okay.
This guy made little. My belt's tight. I'm fat. He made little tiny homes that you can come in. Has a bed, has a couch that converts to a little bed. Has like a little thing comes down to your little desk, so you can. He says you can do you can do some work here. You can network here. A little computer here. And $16,000 a year, and you hook up to water and all this stuff. Guys making it. The cities are buying it. Right, $16,000 a piece. Matt Walsh is like, why are you doing that? These are drug addicted people that don't. And he's talking trash about homelessness.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
well, they are.
I was like, damn, dude, they're homeless. I had a different perspective of homelessness. And then he shows us one picture of some other city has done it. They built little houses for the homelessness, and it's just trash. Yeah. Graffitied. He said, I don't think nobody's doing piano lessons in these tiny homes full of drug-addicted, non-societal people.
It's a cultural thing. It's not a homeless problem.
You couldn't give these people nice things because they want to be there.
They don't appreciate it because they didn't earn it.
There's a few people that probably would take care of it. There are some homelessness that won't. Yeah.
The small percentage of people that are legit falling on hard times and got into homelessness, those people would probably turn. But there's also a lot, more than 90%, or I'm homeless because I choose to be. I don't want to get out and work.
I'm mentally ill. I'm addicted to drugs.
Yeah. Why should I go out and work when I can just hold my hand out and people will feel sorry for me and give me money?
And talk about the violence of the world. In a world where no government was there, it was just law of the jungle.
That's when you had like warlords and stuff.
Yes.
People would just come in.
Homeless people wouldn't be around because they'd all be dead.
Yeah.
Who's taking care of them? Nobody.
Boom. Now your property is my property.
It's the same thing as like EBT cards, WIC cards for sugar water. The homelessness get free shelter during the cold. I don't want human life. I don't want human suffering. Don't get me wrong. I don't want that.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you there.
They get free food to get them by, but they still refuse to join society.
Yep.
That's what it is. They don't want to join society. They're on the outskirts of society. They're actually more free than we are.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, because they don't have mortgages or nothing.
They don't get taxed. They don't pay tax at the end of the year. Everything they got.
Sleep under a tent, not have to pay anything.
Not even on a tent. Just sleep out there in the wild.
Yeah.
Just meal to meal, hand to mouth. That's freedom.
Garbage to mouth.
Well, they get free food, and they steal it. In California, you just steal it. Walk into a Panera Bread and just steal something off the shelf.
How in the world are businesses still open there?
They're not. They're closing.
Yeah.
Oakland,
I wonder why.
Detroit, Walmart, CVS, all of them just closed. There's no services because you can't run a legitimate business.
You bleed money.
Yep. You can't run a legitimate business. It's just crazy. It's what is the solution? Now, I think
burn it down.
I think homeless veterans, you do whatever you have to do to get them right.
Yeah.
If they want to live on the street, then you drive up once a week and wash their clothes for them or feed them every day.
Yeah.
You want to live on the street? That's fine. Here's a brand new pillow you get monthly. Whatever. Homeless veterans, I think, should be pampered. Homeless people.
Yeah.
But the ones that ran away from home at 18 because mama didn't like them and they're drug addicted and I just lived on the streets, man. Fuck you, then.
Yeah.
Hey, man, can I have it? When I was in Asheboro from a honeymoon, homeless people really got on my nerves. I'm walking down the street with my new wife. We had Japanese and I had leftovers, and I got harassed. Hey, man, you gonna eat these leftovers? Can I have that? And I'm like, I was mad as hell.
Yeah.
Talking about, here, fucking take it. I don't know.
Oh.
No,
Ash didn't get to eat his leftovers.
Well, I mean, I was staying in a motel. I had nowhere to really keep it.
Yeah,
I was just mad. I got harassed for it.
Yeah,
I should have thrown it on the ground, stomped it in front of him, and eat like a dog.
Yeah.
It's not me, though.
Yeah, it is you.
No, it's not.
It popped in your brain.
That's funny, though. I gave it to him, but I was very upset the fact that he's just, hey, dude, I'm walking down here, enjoying the city.
Self-respect has gone out the window.
Dude, I get people approach my car all the time asking for money. And I'm like, hey, I don't have it, man. I don't have it.
Well, the whole thing is if I can look at somebody and legit tell that they're struggling, I wouldn't mind tossing them a little bit of money.
Yeah, they pull their cell phone out.
Yeah, but there are people around here, dude, they live in a house bigger than mine, but they go out there and pay. Here's the thing. If I see somebody legit, I wouldn't mind giving them money. The problem is this is a digital world now. I don't carry cash.
I don't carry cash.
How am I supposed to give them money? I don't carry cash.
You want me to Venmo it to you? You got your phone?
I don't have that on my phone.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm just saying I'm not up to all that like I don't just shop on my phone. I don't do anything on my phone. My phone is for phone calls and for messaging. Communication is what I use my phone for.
My phone is everything but that.
Dude, with all this flipping hacking and stuff, dude. No, I ain't.
Oh yeah, because you got an Android phone.
Yeah.
Join the iPhone revolution.
No, bro. No.
All right.
I'm not paying Steve Jobs.
He's dead.
Somebody's running it.
Somebody's running it.
Yeah, somebody else is running it. I'm not paying them money. I do Android, but it's just because I have to.
Android's more freedom than iPhone is.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like hacking. Like I watched some podcasts with that ethical hacker dude. Everybody knows.
Little skinny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, dude, he's like, dude, it's so easy to steal from you, like people. If you go into an area like a Hardee's and it's like free Wi-Fi, you connect to that Wi-Fi.
Done.
Dude, if there's a hacker in there, he's got all your information.
Yep. Done.
Like that.
Yep. That's why you always need a VPN when you're out. I don't connect to public Wi-Fi's.
I don't either.
No.
I don't do. And even if I did connect to it, if they scan my phone, they're gonna see what I watched on YouTube. That's about
true.
it. Like they ain't.
You don't pay nothing or nothing.
I don't have
bank accounts.
Nope, nothing.
That's smart.
My bank account ain't hooked to my phone. No credit
my phone
card.
has
nothing.
Everything. Yeah. All my accounts. But it's locked up like a damn.
Yeah. People pull out their phone and tap it to pay.
Yeah.
Dude, I pull out my little card that I keep in my Ridge wallet with that RFID blocking.
Holla!
You ain't gonna get my stuff.
Yeah, damn right.
And then, matter of fact, I'll show you.
Go ahead and show them your credit card number.
Yeah, I'll show you. Like this. Here's my wallet. And then my banking cards, right? I go to pull them out.
Don't pull them out. Actually, people freeze frame it and get it.
Oh, I keep it in this little sleeve right here. So you steal, suckers. You ain't going to do nothing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. See?
Okay.
I'm protective of my stuff. And then if you try to do something, I'm like, I'll get you now. I got you.
Well, that's not a knife.
That's my wedding anniversary.
It's a nice knife.
Yeah, it was like $100 and something, over $100.
Spyderco?
Man, what is it? Benchmade.
Ooh.
Yeah, if this ever goes dull, send it back. They factory edge it again. Send it back.
Heck yeah, bro.
Yeah. But anyway, I cut you. Try to get my.
So this episode's been pretty much about society norms and possible criminal organization that we elected in.
Yeah, it's a criminal organization.
So what's it? So the difference between a mob
is nothing to
is elections.
Yeah, from our government. Because once people got in there and had power, they started making laws that kept
them in power. Or kept us out of power, kept them in power.
Kept it to where, from what I understand, the federal income tax was just after World War I to get our economy back up. And it was a volunteer thing. But once you volunteered once, that was it. You couldn't never unvolunteer from it.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that we get that we know we're never getting back.
But then when I was 15 and I went and got a job, I had to fill out income tax form. Had to. Now, I didn't voluntarily do it. It was just a requirement of getting a job. So therefore, I paid it once. So now I'm in the system. I have to pay it. Even though it was started out being voluntary.
The sugar crash is hitting.
Oh, yeah. And then second of all, it was supposed to only be temporary. Well, that was...
They saw the cash cow.
Over 100 years ago.
And they're like...
Still... Because once people get power, they get corrupted, and they stay in power, and they stay corrupted. You got a senator that's technically on the books supposed to make over $100,000 a year. First term in, they're multimillionaires.
I don't understand that.
When you regulate the companies and then be able to invest into them, because if they get caught investing in cooking the system, $200. Well, I just made $1 million. What's 200? 200 is what I wipe my butt with.
Here you go. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, I won't do that again. Oh, I get caught again. Okay, $200 more.
I think it should be like 70% of your earnings.
I think that once if you're an elected official, you can't do no offshore bank accounts. No.
Well, you're supposed to be an American citizen, and like you represent America. Like I know, like a lot of jurisdictions, if you're the sheriff or the chief of police, you have to live in that town.
Yeah.
So if you're a U.S. senator, you can't have offshore accounts. It has to stay in America.
Exactly. No offshore bank account. I don't care. Basically, it needs to be special rules to where if you're an elected official, you can't do stocks or anything. And while you're actively an elected official, once you get out, okay, stock up all you want. You
never get out though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying if the president has 2 terms, any elected official should have 2 terms and out.
Well, that would be awesome because you get fresh people in there all the time with new ideas.
You
got people in Virginia Fox. Well, look, she's pro police. I like Virginia Fox. She's representing North Carolina. But God, how long is she going to be in there?
Dude, Nancy Pelosi falling apart. And she's still in there. And she ain't done. She don't do nothing. All she does is get on there and talk about how bad she hates Trump.
I hate Trump. I was like, yeah, who doesn't? Join the club.
Oh, you hate Trump? I'm voting you back in. Oh, you just
AOC
raise my taxes? I don't care. You hate Trump. Let me just keep you in. Like, I'm so tired of these flipping politicians, dude.
Dude, I'm tired.
And they all corrupt. I'm not talking about just one side or they both.
Yeah, I agree.
They all.
I think even Big Dog's a little corrupt.
Well,
the thing is, he's less corrupt, in my opinion, than others.
Well,
lesser of the evils.
He could be corrupt. I don't know for sure, but he could be. But I know that he works for the American people because he's trying to get my taxes lowered. He's trying to make my grocery bill, my electric bill lowered.
That's what I care about.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He could be corrupt. Could be.
Yeah, he's finding all the fraud.
But he's working on getting me a leg up for him, and that's why I like him.
Silencers are getting ready to come off the list here soon. The bill's got to go to the Senate.
To where you can have them now? Heck yeah, baby.
I'd have a silencer.
Technically, the Second Amendment says whatever the government has, we should have too.
You can have silencer, but you got to do tax stamps and all this other crap.
You got to jump through hoops. Yeah. You can't have automatic weapons unless you have special licensing.
I think that's bullcrap too.
Yeah. No, dude, our U.S. military is fully auto. I should have fully auto. It's in our Constitution.
I know. If they have a tank, I should be able to have a tank.
Exactly.
Drone, I should have a drone.
We have a nuclear. Y'all have a nuclear bomb? I should have a nuclear bomb.
Thank God, though. I mean, really, 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 the majority of society is not with the program. And if they had the ability to have nuclear weapons, we'd all be screwed.
Well, dude, we're already all screwed anyway.
Not so bad, though. I can go get ice cream with you.
So our corrupt flipping people that's running our country also have the capability of launching nuclear missiles.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also have the capability of starting a war that they will never go fight.
Oh, yeah.
But they'll start the war and then point at us.
Go take care of that for me. USA.
So what's the difference between everybody having nuclear missiles then?
Well, then you could say no to the government.
Exactly.
No,
and
I'm not going to pay taxes.
And that's why they won't allow it, because they stay in power.
Oh, God, I was watching Charlie Kirk today a little bit.
Yeah, I watch him a lot,
This
too.
guy came up and said, I'm a libertarian socialist. Yeah, he said, what?
That's on the total opposite spectrum.
That's what he said. He said it's like being a vegan,
meat eater
vegan.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, no, I don't think you understand. He goes, what is socialism? Da-da-da-da-da-da. He said, what is libertarianism?
All government. Yeah. Libertarian is no government.
He says, it's like, yeah.
Because I'm libertarian.
Did you see that too then, apparently?
Probably not, but just how you're talking, I'm not the brightest.
He was like, what?
Bulb in the box, but
and the kid was trying to explain it. He says, I don't think you know what that means.
Yeah, he don't. Dude, all these people go to college, man. They're dumber than I am.
Well, they're empowered to be smart in their own world because they're a little microcosm.
Yeah.
We are the smart elite because we go to college.
Yeah.
And college is a liberal breeding ground.
Yeah. It used to be where two people have different ideas, go and talk about it.
Oh, no, now they'll run you out.
Yeah. Now if you have a differing opinion to what the norm pushes on you, well, then you're a bad guy.
Yeah. The educators of the world, I've seen these pictures of high school teachers like teaching perverse stuff.
Yeah.
There's one where this woman hung up a LGBTQ flag and then took the American flag off the wall and threw it in the trash. And one of the dads came and saw that. He was like, oh, F no.
Exactly.
He says, if I ever see this in the trash again, he says, we're going to have problems. And he raised shit,
Well, it's the sheer disrespect, because there's a lot of people that bled and died for that flag. For you to have the right to think you can go and just toss it in the trash.
I will.
If you hate America that much, just leave.
Yeah. There's
go to another country.
There's a few things that I will stand for no matter what the consequences, like jail or whatever. If I see a man beating a woman,
yep,
I don't care. I'm stepping in. And I'm going to jail if I have to.
Yep.
If I see somebody disrespecting the flag, that to me is triggering. Like, no, that ain't going to happen with my presence.
Yeah.
If you get a bunch of people standing around, they're starting to light flags on, I'm jumping in.
I mean, I probably won't go to jail over it, but
I will.
I'll say something about it.
No, I'll jump in.
I'll stand in the background and say that you're a
no,
bad
hell
person.
no. I'll throw some hands.
No, I say a man beating a woman or a person
child.
beating a child.
Or even a dog.
Yeah.
Somebody
I'll go to
assaulting
jail
the innocence.
Yeah, yeah.
Old people.
Again, that's where manners roles is to protect the innocent.
But we've been feminized. We play video games.
Well, that and the laws have made it to where they protect the criminal more than the do-gooder.
In the end, it usually works out, hopefully. But you gotta be willing. You gotta be willing to. You gotta be willing to stand for what's right, no matter what.
Yeah.
If I see a bunch of, and I'll say a bunch of hippies, and all of a sudden they get an American flag out and they got a lighter, the lighter's going up your ass.
Yeah.
I'll fight you. I'll fight every damn one of you.
Going right up the poop scoop.
If I see somebody like just randomly violent, punch a kid, like if a mama's spanking a kid, you do your thing, girl.
Yeah.
If I see some older man be like, bam, or a dog kick a dog, or assault elder person or a woman.
Pull your gun out and just start capping them.
No,
man.
that's not.
Blah, 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 blah.
No.
Yeah, capital punishment.
I'm
you idiot. Bloom, 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 bloom.
I'm getting involved.
You got to protect that child.
I am.
Yeah.
I will not use deadly force until I have to.
You deadly force that dude.
No, you don't understand how that works.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You worse than a communist.
What purpose is a gun if you ain't killing somebody?
I got this pen, but I ain't writing. I ain't never going to write with this pen.
Guns kill people, so you have to allow the gun to kill somebody. Not you. You ain't killing nobody. It's the gun that's killing the person.
You're right. Holy crap. I'm not responsible for that gun killing people.
It's the gun that kills, so that's why it's bad. You're a good person.
I have a gun in my safe back there. You think it might get out and kill somebody?
It will.
Holy, I got to change the combination.
That's why you keep it in the safe. You protect everybody else from that gun. That's why you keep it in the safe.
I have never thought of that.
Yeah.
I have never
it's the
thought
gun
of
that kills people. It's
I'm
not
resolved
the
of all
idiot
problems
that
then.
pulls it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I never thought of that, man. I'm glad you brought that to light.
Yeah. I'll bring you up to
I'm going to start carrying around a big rock then. Just a big rock.
Dude, I want to get really good with a sling. Dude, I do just walk around with a sling.
Just like, well.
Somebody's talking crap and you just...
You pull this long leather cord out of your pocket and go...
Put a little rock in it.
All right. Well, looks like one of them days.
Dude, somebody starts laughing. All of a sudden, you're like,
this son of a bitch coming at you at 200 miles an hour.
or pull out, walk around with an atlatl on your back. Oh, yeah.
I like the sling,
show
dude.
You.
I like you undo your belt. And it's just a sling. You're like, well, hang on a second. Hang on a second.
What you going to do with
that? Whack. Well, it looks like he was killed with a rock, sir.
Yeah.
Ryan Diagnostics on the rock.
That's a bad sling. We need to outlaw slings.
We need to outlaw slings.
Because they're just killing people left and right.
Dude pulls a knife out. You're like, come on, dude.
That a knife.
Come on, man. You don't want me to hit you with this freaking sling.
Well, if you're in arm's reach, it ain't going to work.
I know.
Because they can just go, huh.
You can go like a towel.
Yeah.
Whack. Hey, come here. Let me stab you.
My wife did that to me a couple mornings ago.
Hurts, don't it?
No. I was getting in the shower, and she was like, and I was like,
get out of here.
Just started washing.
I popped the boy in the leg. Didn't mean to hit. It hit perfect.
Ooh, made that pop.
Yes. And I didn't mean to. I was just going to. Oh, he cried. And that cry, but he whined about it.
Oh, man.
And I was like, bro, calm down.
Time to do it again. You got to toughen that boy up. Ain't nobody going to take it easy on him.
No, he's a boy. He's a man. He's going to be a man one day.
Yeah, that's why you have to keep feathering him up.
Yeah, you're right.
Keep tapping that feather on him. Blah, 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 blah.
I had a rough childhood, which made me tough, I believe.
Yeah.
I have an easy adulthood, which has made me weak.
Yep.
That's a good point.
Yep.
I have an easy adulthood because I had a hard childhood. Because you see these dudes that have you see these adults out in the world. I ain't talking about the educated ones that work out. I'm talking about the ones that have to work with their hands every day because low education, low income, and they're just like they're dirty.
They're tough,
and then you just tell their body is iron.
Yeah.
Not because they go to gym and work out and headbands. That's just what they have to do.
Shake
every
your
day.
hand and you're like, ooh, that's a firm.
Yeah, I'm a roofer. It's like, I can freaking tell, dude.
Driving them nails in, boy.
You can just those dudes are made of iron.
Yeah.
And they eat all they want because they're
working and sweating it.
Farm boys. Farm boys are known to be just farm boys.
Yeah.
They're like big old ogres. And then you got
bales of hay.
Guys like me that sit behind a desk all day. And I am getting weak. I am weak. Not getting weak. I am weak.
That's why you need to up your mental game.
Are you right?
Get your willpower. Dude, I was talking with my brother and the guy I worked with the other day. I was like, they were talking about something, and I was like, I like to pick. And I was like, no, I'm better than that. I was like, I could be a Green Lantern if I needed to be.
Willpower?
Yeah.
You call it yellow, though. I can't handle it.
That was a legit fear. Then they worked it to where yellow's coward. Or fear.
Yeah, there's a yellow's fear.
Well, because it works off of cowardice. You dominate.
Sinestro's fear?
Yeah, he's fear because he uses fear to make you cowardly and and then yellow. But yeah.
The whole Green Lantern thing is a little wild, kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, every emotion.
Then they pull out all the spectrums. They have the blue, violet,
the
red.
blues are cool with the greens. Blues are nice, I think.
Blues actually overpower green. Like if a blue lantern is with a Green Lantern, the Green Lantern is going to be more powerful because they feed their power into the green.
All right, we're talking about something totally different. Hey, Ash&Burnz podcast.
Nerdery.
Ash&Burnz at gmail.com. Accordingtoplans at gmail.com.
I think blue's hope. Hope and willpower. That's why it complements
Makes
it.
sense.
Yeah.
Red is anger, I guess.
Yeah. The yellow's greed.
Yellow is fear.
Or orange. Sorry, orange is green. Greed. There's only one orange lantern, period.
Because he's greedy, he doesn't want to share it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Ash&Burnz at gmail.com. Check us out. We're on YouTube here. This is our Friday ritual, other than sometimes Mondays,
Every now and then.
Once in a while, Sunday maybe.
Whenever a friend comes out to visit.
Yeah, I don't get invited to go see him.
That's right.
This hadn't been recorded the whole time.
I'm
just joking.
I was
it
about
is.
To say, bro.
Woo, this is a good episode right here.
Done with this. I am done.
Dude, I'd like to set up a real studio one day.
Yeah.
A real studio monitors. Not in the kitchen. One day.
Yeah. How much room you got around here?
Not much no more. It's all full of shit.
No, empty out those rooms.
I can't. It's not my rooms.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Do you pay the mortgage?
Yeah.
It's your rooms. That's how the law works.
I can sleep back upstairs and we could put it in there. But I don't like sleeping. I like sleeping there by myself.
Well,
man cave studio.
I can build a sauna and then we can make that doing a podcast.
This would
while
ruin
it.
If it was, no, I don't know. Yeah, it would ruin it. It'd melt the cables. And
how hot do you?
I don't know.
It ain't gonna get 400 degrees in there.
I don't know.
Talk about melting.
And then our sweat, we get in here and start rusting.
Yeah,
that's what you want, huh? Yeah.
Do you do cold plunges?
I thought about starting doing it. I got a tub outside. I can fill water. If I had like an ice machine, like a commercial ice machine.
I do cold showers.
I can't do cold showers.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. Because I'm taking a warm shower and then turn to cold. It's just too much. But if I was like right now and jump in cold water, it wouldn't be as bad. See what I'm saying?
Well, I do the cold shower after running, so it helps cool my body down.
Yeah.
But I try to get it as cold, and I got well water too, so it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I try to do that as I take my whole shower.
This is well water. I'm on well water too.
Yeah.
It's right over there.
Well, then what's the difference between cold plunge and cold shower? Cold plunge, you're constantly in a shower. At least you can kind of step out of it a little bit.
Yeah, but that's what I do. I step out and I can't reach the knob. I'm like, ah!
You wuss.
But I was just in hot water and I switched to cold water. That's gotta suck. Instead of being like this right now, which is just room temperature, 98.6 degrees, whatever.
It's like jumping into a pool.
Yeah. I could do that probably.
Ice pool.
I got there and jump in my little pond now, full of fish shit. It's brown. All the rain we've had.
Ugh.
A little koi pond. You can't see the bottom right now.
Are they dying out there?
No, they're flourishing. They get fed too much. My wife feeds dogs 3 times a day and feeds the fish daily. And I'm like, you don't have to feed the fish daily. You don't have to feed the dog 3 times a day.
No.
Oh, well, wouldn't you want to eat 3 times a day? Yeah. But dogs only need to eat once a day because they're dogs.
Yeah.
They're built for endurance and eating different times than us. But you can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them. They're all smart.
Yeah.
Think they're smart.
Oh, know-it-all.
I've had dogs my whole life.
That's when you should pop her in the mouth and tell her to get back in her place.
I'm not a violent dude. But I am getting sick of I feel like sometimes I take the back seat because I want us to be equal. But in reality,
women can't be equal, man.
In reality, I need to be like, no, this is what we're doing. This is what's going to happen. And like out in public, she's quick to make fun of me in front of the people, or
Ooh.
You've been there,
yeah.
And I'm like, I never do that. So lately I've been kind of like, I'm just waiting to pop off. I'm just waiting for something to pop me off.
You need something, the cream of the crop. When she says something, you can just.
I wouldn't do that to her though.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that to her.
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
Rise above it. Be the better guy.
But I tell her, I'm like, you need to stop doing that because that really pisses me off.
Yeah.
That's just disrespectful. And she's like, I'm like, you don't have to be right every time. You don't have to add your 2 cents every time. All right. Calm down. It's not disrespectful. She doesn't mean it. The whole family does it.
No, but that's the thing about men. Men want to be respected.
That's all I want. Respected.
Women want love. Men want respect.
That's
how we're wired.
A lot of times I feel like I am only worth her attention because I go get a paycheck. And that sucks.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, well, I'm going to go to
bed.
bed.
That's why I told you to cut off her paycheck.
No.
Then you get more power.
No.
You get that power
I don't play games.
It's not a game.
It is a game.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, it is. Because I'll just tell, I just don't do that. And it's for the kids' benefits too. I'll do anything for the kids.
Well, you go do a paycheck for your kids, but you ain't got to give her any paycheck. Get that power back.
I love one time I went and got $200 of my own money to buy that car with the boys from Mechanicsville. Mm-hmm. Like $200. Sold my own shit to get $200. I got chewed out for that. Mm-hmm. I got chewed out for it. And I'm sitting there going, we could use that money. We're short money, and you went and sold it and bought a car. And I'm sitting there holding on the fact that she went and got like a $175 haircut. And I'm sitting there going, you didn't need your fucking haircut.
Yeah. You don't go nowhere. Nobody sees you.
Who cares anyway? Who are you doing this for? It's like a woman that gets a boob job, didn't get it for you. She got it for everybody else.
Yeah. She wants to show everybody else.
But I'm sitting there nowadays. I'm sitting there holding that in my head going, how dare you?
Yeah.
Because
all you got to do is just
no,
couple of times. That's all you got to do. I understand you got to say no on the camera. Yeah, I understand.
I hate for you to fall down them steps again.
Yeah, that's right. Here, let me help you down those steps.
My mom used to get beat growing up.
Oh, that sucks.
It sucked, dude. Right in front of me and my sister, too. We're like, he's dead now, though, so F that guy.
That sucks, man.
Mm-hmm. I remember she had a black eye one time, and a woman was like, what happened? And she said, oh, softball. I play softball. I hit in the face with softball. And I'm like, that's not what happened. But, it's embarrassing, and he didn't work. That's why I have such a fit with it. He didn't work, and Mom would get paid. And we were eating like government food.
Yeah.
We were poor. When she got paid, he'd have steak. We didn't have steak, but he would go get steak.
Oh, wow.
Bro.
Piece of dick.
That's why, like, when I see that in public, when I deal with that on my job, I'm just like,
that's why I couldn't do it, man.
It's not my circus.
I'd be the cop that gets arrested because I'd be killed.
No, it's not my, you know what? I'm here to help people on person-to-person basis.
Uh-huh.
I can't make these life decisions for you. Now, I don't like the fact they look at me like I'm supposed to fix it today. Yeah. I'm like, this has been 13 years you've been dealing with this. All of a sudden, I'm supposed to fix it today?
Yeah.
It's going to take more than that. It's going to take something from you, too. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Yakuza, the Mafia, and the government.
Yep.
Ash and Burnz.
Yeah. Y'all know what to do.
Use just that finger. Just a little bit of that finger. Just boop.
Oh, I know.
Bell and subscribe.
I know what to do.
Boop. That's all you gotta do.
Do you know what to do?
Just boop.
And tell me, what store would you go into if it was free for 30 minutes?
Boop. Aldi's.